What's up? How we doing? Quick question. A or B? That feels like home. We're just going to leave it like that. Might not be cool, but that's what we're doing. Too late for caffeine. Where have I been? Reading books? Not really, to be honest. I've kind of... Well, we're going to go to the notes because I thought this out before I just started blathering. Deep breath. It's going to be a staple of the show, the deep breath, the centering. This is Shelflife 25. If you're here, thank you again. Like and subscribe. I'll say that later because it's in here in the book. Now, I know since January we've had a theme here of the year of the plow, and my plow went and hit a meridian in the middle of the road or something. It's like I kind of hit like full exhaustion in the past 2 weeks. Like, and I don't want to turn this into a whole bunch of excuses and blah, 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 blah. And like, I don't owe any of that. We're talking about books here and reading, and I read what I read and I get to what I get to. So I always approach this as like, oh man, I really got to apologize to my fan base. But like, life, man, it's cool. And it's like I'm talking to myself. The haikus on Instagram have really been keeping me in the ball. That's been like my one tether to like the arts and literature lately. It's like I have to do my haiku. So for those of you who actually appreciate them and read them and give me the little heart or have sent me a message like, hey man, this is a good one, or you're keeping me going, thanks. But aside from that, I've been kind of MIA. And that's because every time overtime comes and I'm like, you know, I'm not going to do it again this time, I just slam it. And that's what happens. So one of the other weeks, there's been two of them, so I really don't know. 2 weeks ago, it was the end of the month. Yeah, it was the end of the month. So my job went crazy. It was like unlimited overtime, and I'm kind of a sucker for that. But when you're sleep deprived, and I've done it before, trying to read while sleep deprived and working a ton of overtime and working out and blah, it does, like, you get low quality reading, you get low quality retention. And this, are you serious? You expect me, now that I'm like involved, you expect me to like read this while I'm like sleep deprived and like, what, not think, no, I really, like, it broke me. The book broke me. I had to put it down. Once I heard all the overtime was coming, and it's like, you ain't gonna be sleeping, man, and you better get your runs in. It's like, normally I do a good chunk of my main reading at downtime at work. Like, that's not a factor. It's like, you're either on your phone or don't ask me what I'm doing. But GR, I knew, like, right off the bat, it's like, the quality's not gonna be there. I'm gonna need to take this week off from a shelf life. I barely read anything, so I spared you last week. So this week again, kind of kept it light, and I realized how this book hit me heavy, to the point where it's just like set me back, where it's like I needed breathing room from it. I see there's like a light shadow here. Hold on. Is that too much? Yeah, there we go. It's always like right on the corner. Perfect. Still. Anyways. Notes. What's up? Deep breath. Where have we been? Work, exhausted, bad times, running. Oh, I had a whole bunch of metal shows with my band, so it's like I had to carry everything and pack it all up into my truck, and that was another factor for the weekend when I would normally film this and catch up on that wasn't happening. So there's a lot of traveling and shows, and also I got to prioritize father and husband, like not father and daughter, father and husband, like those, period, the end, top. Last 2 weeks, yeah, it's been a reset. My writing also, the only thing has been the haiku tether. Like, I can write 5, 7, 5, 3 lines about what's going on in life. Keep it vague, make it funny, make it dark. But it broke me so much. But it's like, I don't like not reading. Took a whole break, and I don't know why. Like, a book like this, 3 pages is just like, oh, all right, we can do that. And then I pick up this, The Power of Showing Up, a parenting book that my wife gave me. Like, she's like, hey, if you're interested in X, Y, and Z, I have the perfect book for you. My wife gave me a book to read. Very cool. But this, it's like I sit down and I could just, and I like 10 minutes of 25 pages deep. And it's like, that felt really good versus this or GR or like my new normal postmodern stuff. It was real. Like, I used to read this kind of stuff all the time, like the nonfiction. Let's learn. You're going to lecture me about something. That used to be my jam. And a lot of my books used to be just that. And then I purged them. It's in the backstory, but I purged them, and now it became very literary. And to have this come back, let's shout it out. The Power of Showing Up. How parental presence shapes who our kids become and how their brains get wired, by Daniel J. Siegel, MD, and Tina Payne Bryson, PhD. It's pretty dope so far. But let's see. Yep, there's the arrows that right there. Power Showing Up. I remembered it halfway through the notes. Try not to hack. Yeah, GR Part 3. It really wore on me. Some givens that I've noticed. Any time that there is a mention of a sexual encounter or the crotch, I know the end of the chapter is near. Whether it's like a half a page or like right around the corner on the next page. If he starts talking about some sort of sexual escapades, just out of the blue, I've noticed it's like, that's a chapter ender. The vivid scenes are still there, and like when I am exhausted and when I'm like, all right, I'm trying here, man. It'll like one paragraph at a time. Just the vivid scenes. It's like, what is he talking about? What is he talking? Like, all right, he's doing something, and then he'll just talk about like the beauty of the meadow and like how the sun is coming up and and then he'll just interject some weird GR stuff. Like, there was also this scene of 2 people coming out of the woods with a guitar, totally irrelevant, but like beautiful scene. And then something that, what in this picture doesn't belong? And then he always has something weird right there. I'm having I understand first read, but I'm having trouble identifying the who's who, and like I said, I have to take it one paragraph at a time. Like, I'm plowing through this, like kind of blind, and that's not blind, but very loose. I've already committed to another reread, not anytime soon, but I was real excited to get to the end of Part 3 because I've been using AI as like a professor to like, hey, can you fill me in? And when you tell them you're on this page and in this edition, it doesn't matter how good it is, but it doesn't know. But the fact that it's broken up into 4 parts and people have discussed this and been over it, there's a lot of online info, and then it will source it all for me and be like, hey, give me a 2-minute synopsis to read, and then I'll ask questions after. And then it just spits it out. And it's like, oh, I missed that about this person, and no spoilers. Missed that. Okay, that's why. Oh, we were going by a different name. Oh, we're wildly paranoid. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, it drained me. Plus, the timing. Oh, the timing, like, it is Sunday, March 9th, 2025. Figure out what's going on in the world if you're watching this 10 years later. But reading this book with what's going on now, and add to that my workplace, I'm not gonna tell you exactly where I work, but I'm an aerospace welder. So A, B, and C, just the way it lined up, I'm like so gaslighting myself. It's like, is it, wait a minute, is this, hold on. And then I'm looking around and I'm in that place reading that while everything's going on. We're going to take a break. So, doing the best I can. I'm trying to step up my reading game. And dude, like, the shit's hard. Like, it's not a joke. It's fun, but it's not a joke. It's like the same with running. It's like, you must really love running. No, like running sucks, but it's like the benefits and everything after is I haven't found any more constructive and non-harmful way of getting what I need out of running from anything else. But it doesn't mean it's like, oh yeah, I can't wait to go get exhausted. Like, no, it's just a matter of balance. Slothrop. I kind of find him relatable sometimes. He's there, but he's not. Changes his name, or Pinchin changes his name. He seems concerned, uninvolved. I don't know. It's crazy. For those who have read it, I'll give a couple little clues. The pig suit. The pig suit. And with the pig suit, the mix-up, like, I was reading it, and I'm like, all right, we're getting somewhere, and following this to see the pig suit and this, I forget the Darby, the American major, and he finds himself in the pig suit. That mix-up, there was no question of what was going on in that paragraph, and it was like, whoa, I'm uncomfortable. And that, even though this is so big and chunky and dense, just that, like, that's what I'm looking for. Like, like creepy. Let's see, where's part 4 end? Oh, also, the book isn't ruined, even though I've been physically reading. Oh my gosh, what a psycho. Okay, so part 4, the counterforce. What? Richard Nixon is at page 616, and this ends on 760. I want this done by the end of the week. I want this done. Like probably this is going to be all I read till the end of the week. But because I finished this morning and I was so excited, I only had like 10 more pages for part 3. So I finished it and I was like, oh, I'm on a roll. I'm back. So then I started reading the count again, and I'm at the chapter Roman Bandits. And being out of the reading game for so long and not reading the count for a minute, when I opened Bandits, I was completely lost. I had no idea what was going on. And apparently Edmond Dantes also changes his name a few times. And it had gone from like the main narrative to like an intermediary, like, chapter where it's like, all right, things revengey are starting, and now there's this like, we're in Rome side quest. And I again asked ChatGPT, I'm like, hey, I think I'm lost, what's going on with this? And it was explained to me like, you're about to go on a big tangent and then you're going to come back, and this guy is not Edmund, this other person is, you straight? And I'm like, all right, good, now I'm set to continue. And I've been reading my phone. It's been excellent stealth read. And I don't know if I said this last time, but I really like the highlight thing where you can just tap and it keeps that line highlighted so you don't get distracted. Excellent. I wish I had that just in like every book, but you're not going to beat this. Sometimes you just can't do that all the time. Back to the notes. Yeah, the count. Roman Bandits, curveball for sure. Oh, also, I switched. If you're interested in doing any kind of GPT stuff or talking with AI for like basic, not real work, but like I kind of use it as like a secretary, like very helpful. But I got annoyed with ChatGPT because it's like, all right, I would ask it questions, or I'd be like, hey, can you like create this for me? And I would always hit my limit to go pay, and it annoyed me. It was like, all right, well, you can ask another question in like 6 hours, or you can pay. It's all right. I don't need the whole system, but that became annoying. And then I started using Grok, and I used the Deep Think for the question 3, and I was very impressed. It was much more thorough, and I could just keep asking it ad nauseum, ad infinitum, and it hasn't stopped me yet. So I don't know if there's limits on that, but for me, like I find it more in depth and user friendly. So just my 2 cents. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but to be honest, looking forward. I cannot wait to start slamming the shorties. This one's coming up, and probably Desperate Characters. Paula Fox is going to be the first one that's just like right after Gravity's Rainbow. Looking forward to just some thin books. I want to do some weeklies. I want to get my numbers back. And it's not like the numbers matter at all. They don't. It just feels good to just, get your reps in. Like, yeah, I know. I'm doing this is the long run. It's like, I'm ready for some sprints. The Power of Showing Up did that. And guys, this was a very basic update. It was more like, hey, let's get back in the swing of things. You owe these people an explanation about what's going on in your private life and how you're reading. So let's get at it. So I want to do that. Come back on. Keep the wheel turning. Keep the plow pushing. And thank you guys for the support. I will be back next week. I'm pretty sure we're doing Unshelved next week because Monday, St. Patrick's Day, I wanted to do an Unshelved for the dead. Q3 is over at the end of the month. Like I kind of said I was going to do 1 a quarter. Let's go, man. Big mouth. Let's make it happen. So, and because I've already read it and I get to research it all week, there's no pressure on how many pages I read this week. See how I did that? But, guys, thank you again for the patience. Thank you again for the support. Like and subscribe. Told you I'd do it again. And I will see you next week. Much love and appreciation. Keep reading. Don't work too hard. And yeah, thanks. Later. Out.